We're live. Chad, we had some a little bit of complaints here. We're gonna do some housekeeping real quick.
Yay!
We had complaints that the podcast wasn't on Spotify and other places fast enough. You got that all straightened out, right?
I got it all straightened
Okay.
out now.
Yeah, we
I
had.
had to like switch over how I was doing things because I would use one type of thing and it would stop working, and then I had to go back and it. So now I've got it set where basically as soon as you drop it on YouTube, I just do it the same day.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes we'll do a couple, and then I kind of hold them back for a certain time. A lot of times, my damn current event shit actually becomes old by then. But that I sometimes I just need to get them things out as fast as I can. So they'll be on YouTube first, and then it should be in a day or two later. They'll be on Spotify. Um, and I was originally planning. A lot of people joined Getter when Joe Rogan joined Getter. Like 1 million people in a week joined, and I'm like, I don't want to be on Twitter. And so, but I also wanted the people, if something happened to my YouTube channel or the podcast or whatever, that they could find a way to get to me if they didn't know me in real life. And so I joined Getter, and I thought that was going to have DMs or the direct messages, and it fucking does not have direct messages. And honestly, so I've just been shit posting on Getter. It's pretty shitty, man. It's a whole bunch of damn boomers and fucking Chinese robots bitching about shit. That's all that shit is.
Oh, it's like that's the question. It's like when Rogan joined. It's like, is this going to be the new Twitter?
No, because I seen it's like, oh well, this person has 8 million people there, and it's like, oh well, Rogan has 8 million people on the fucking Getter. No, they just took his numbers that he had on Twitter and they said that he had that on Getter. It's a fucking bait and switch,
it's like
man.
One of those, like there's not even 8 million users on Getter. Period.
No,
like, total.
no, and it's a bait and switch. So I got 130 Chinese robots following me, and I'm following 230 robots. That's pretty much what it is. So I said, fuck it. I made just today. I haven't even adjusted my freaking profile, whatever thing, but I did go and join Twitter. So I guess as soon as I'm on here, you could DM me questions if you need to. Regular Steveburto was gone by some guy who hasn't probably signed on in 1 million years, but I have Steveburto 1, and so you can get me there. I probably would just shit post on it, honestly. I don't really have much of a use in Twitter. Twitter is super toxic, but it's getting to the point where I had some stuff going around. I was trying to get some damn shit from FedEx. It's like, I'm not even going to get FedEx's fucking attention. They don't give a shit about me. He's like, almost you have to join Twitter and then bitch about FedEx and then at FedEx help or whatever. And so it's getting to the point where it's like, oh, if you want a PlayStation or whatever, you have to go and sign on to something to, and follow these people on Twitter to even get it. It's just like, okay, I'll make a damn account. I hate it, honestly. I think it's only good.
It's kind of like Facebook at this time and age, where it's like, oh, you want to use your Oculus? Better have a Facebook account.
Yeah, well, not going to use. They discontinued Oculus. They're fuckers.
I still haven't bought Resident Evil 4 on it. I plan on it.
You got the Quest 2, right?
I got the Quest 2.
Okay. The freaking Rift is discoed.
Yeah, I knew they got rid of that one, but yeah, the Oculus, the Quest 2, you basically have to have a Facebook account. So I have my fake Facebook account that's not tied to me in any personal way. It's like a fake one, basically.
Yeah, I got you.
It's so funny, though, because on my email, it's tied to my email, and it'll have, like on Gmail, you have a social tab, and everything that's social media goes to that tab.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be like 93 something, like no notifications about Facebook, like every couple of days. And it's like, what in the fuck are they trying to get me to even look at? Because it's like, I only made it just to freaking use the freaking Quest. Yeah. So I've like never even really logged into it per se, like on a computer or anything.
It's like my brand new account that I have not searched or done anything. Made it freaking 20 minutes ago. They want me to follow the World Health Organization, Obama, the CDC, and then Elon Musk and somebody called the Big Latino. He's the Big Latino energy. Hey man, I'm freaking kind of curious. What do these 7 stand for, bro? He's got 1.6 million followers.
It might be like, what was it, MySpace back in the day where it had the Tom that everybody was like friends with Tom or something like that. It's the guy that did it, made it or whatever. It's like, who the hell's this guy?
Facebook.
I miss MySpace, actually.
You want to go back?
I never got into that.
I never got into any of it. I liked how you could totally personalize your page, so you could have, random pictures,
Music playing
GIFs,
in the
all
background.
kinds of stuff.
GeoCities.
You have a music player on it, and then I mean, I've actually made some, like internet friends and stuff through that. We still converse today and all that. So I mean, it was a lot better.
MySpace really reminded me a lot of college when we had this thing in this internet class in college. Once a week, we would have a contest to see who could find the worst website on the internet. And it would always be like somebody's homemade GeoCity site that was just like the text was unlegible because they would use like a color font in the background. It'd just be like a fucking nightmare.
Magenta.
Just looking at it would give you a fucking damn migraine. And I remember like MySpace, people would do their pages like that where they'd have the background would be something that was so fucking busy that then they would have like blue letters. You wouldn't. It was just like it reminded me so much of those back in the day. And then at the end of the semester, we'd find out which websites were still up, and we'd have like a vote off of like what was the worst one of the whole freaking semester. It was hilarious. Some poor granny out there was getting voted like worst website of all time, didn't even know it.
Yeah, Facebook's not getting, like, the younger Zoomers and stuff, they're not getting on Facebook. That's one of the reasons why they changed their name to Meta, and they're coming up with all this, like, second world NFT shit.
It's all boomer people now.
Yeah,
it's like, my daughter is, like, 17. She's like, nobody uses Facebook.
Yeah. That's honestly what Getter felt like, except for people bitching about vaxes and shit like that, honestly. And then robots, 40,000 robots.
See, Twitter's going to be for the socialists, and Getter's going to be for the Republicans. So that's what it's going to be.
I don't think so. Getter's a fad, but it looks like they'll come up with the next thing tomorrow.
Yep.
And I'm going to plug my friend Buzz's podcast again. He is on YouTube now. He's going to be banned, no doubt. He's on YouTube, Project Northwoods. As of right now, you have to go type in Project Northwoods and then freaking scroll to find this shit. Best to go ahead and follow him on Spotify. But I'm on 2 episodes there. I'm on episode 16, which is about Jack Murphy, and what's the other one? Episode 12, which is about Chris Chan. And which, by the way, on YouTube, those are the ones getting views because damn YouTube just loves them locales. And Eddie, the Lizard King himself, he's on some of these things. He's on 4 and 6. So give Buzz a read out. And if I was to describe it in one word, the podcast, I would say it's egregious. It's fucking bad. It's rough. And it's stupid. And that's the way he likes it. He'll burp in your face. And it's time for your plug, Jason. I've got you up here. So go ahead.
Thanks for having me on another episode, guys. It's pretty cool, and like talking with you guys about all this random shit. But again, my channel is similar to Steven's. It's called Captain Voorhees' Cabinet Curiosities, and basically it's just me posting videos of shit that I like, what interests me, that kind of thing. So I'll have some gameplay vids. I have a few where I talk about and kind of review some of my retro consoles and some games in my collections. One of my favorite video playlists I have, I call it What's in the Box, where I'm always having something come from eBay or Amazon or just cool stuff I found in the store, and basically I open it up, show you guys, plug it a little bit, and so that kind of thing. Getting back to where I'm going to start dropping my videos more often again. We just came out of the holidays. It's kind of a rough time for me. Like 3 days before Christmas, I had to put down my oldest best girl, Shadow. Yeah, she was in rough shape, and just came home from work one day, and the way I saw her, just like, you fought hard, baby girl. So yeah, she was my my very first cat. Had her pretty much as long as I've been in the house, so yeah, about 11 and a half years. And then Christmas holiday, yada yada, and New Year, we're going to start, getting back on the horse and turning them videos out.
Did you figure out what was going on with the damn consoles and the sound? Because you're saying that your video has sound, but you can't hear it in your headphones.
Yeah,
there's got to be something easy to fix that.
It probably is. Again, like I bitched about it in one of my videos too, but again, it was as you can attest from the numerous text messages. It's 99.99998% user error, and then that other whatever decimal point is maybe the system itself.
Yeah, I mean,
but just some little thing
like
I have tweaked. And again, at the time, I was just like, fuck it, I haven't done anything in a while. Again, he's talking about my latest video where I go through and start playing Super Mario World, which is one of my favorite games ever. And
I didn't finish it. Did you end up beating it in 2 hours or something?
I did like the first half.
Okay.
So my next video, I'm going to try and, again, depending on how long it runs, just go ahead and finish it out. But, yeah, the sound and stuff was coming through, like the Elgato and all that, but I couldn't hear it on my end. So, after messing with it a little bit, I just said, fuck it.
Yeah.
That's just going to be an extra challenge, and we went with it. So.
Yeah, it's something you got to fiddle with to get this shit set up. And honestly, goodness, an HDMI will have that HDCP, whatever the fuck it is, down bullshit. And then one of the things I was running through is when you start up Windows or whatever, the whatever the fuck it is tells Windows what it is, and it's something called, I think it's the DEHID or some shit. It's like an ID basically. And these thingies, these goodies, these monitors or whatever the fuck it was, they'll not know what the fuck they are. They'll think there's something else. And so it's like, what the fuck? You should be able to play this resolution. He's like, no, I don't. I'm a different thing. And I remember I had 2 monitors while I was splitting them up on a HDMI splitter, and I was thinking some shitty Chinese splitter. One monitor permanently thought that it was the other one, and it would not do resolutions right. And it's like, some of the HDMI crap will piss you off.
Yeah.
But just try to keep it as simple as you can. But it's like when you're doing some kind of console thing, you're either going to pass through that Elgato, or you're going to have some kind of split thing. And I would just run 2 monitors. It's just way easier to run 2 monitors, honestly. I run 2 freaking computers. When you do it like that, you need to actually mix your signals in, and that's what remember those little pucks I used to have on the desk? Yeah. That's what they were for. Today I got an actual real mixer, and so it's actually much help to me, because I kept on cheeseball rigging around how to get to it. But of course, now when you get 2 computers, you got fucking 2 setups, you got 2 mouses, 2 keyboards, and it's a big pain up to keep up with all that shit. But yeah, hey man, enjoy the glories of YouTube.
Yeah, well, again, like it's been fun. I mean, I enjoy it. I just get those, like, I need some downtime also, just to kind of, reflect and, recharge the batteries. That's actually why I was also intending to do some, like, painting videos where I'm painting miniatures or whatever, but
you'd have to change your camera thing. Would have to be pretty.
Yeah, I mean, that's not that big of a deal, but I mean, I got burnt out on. I had some outside drama revolving some groups and stuff, and it just like totally, I mean, it still has. It's kind of killed my passion for, even messing with it. So I haven't painted anything in probably 5 months now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my fish aquarium needs a background, sir. Just hint, hint, wink, wink. Give you dimensions. I want some stupidest paint ever. Paint fishes that look at the other fishes.
Big old doomed backdrop.
Fucking doomed.
Hey. Or they're just like swimming through the doom.
Swimming through the monsters.
You know what I saw? I wish I saved it. It was a cool aquarium, and actually you could probably rig it up for like a bearded dragon or some kind of lizard stuff.
Yeah.
But it was somebody, I don't know if they took an actual toy or made a model, but it was a TIE fighter that crash landed into a lake or whatever, and they put the moss and stuff and had like logs and stuff around it. It was really cool, and that was
so you could do like an X-wing and be like Dagobah in the freaking fish tank.
Yeah, but
that was freaking cool.
The freaking you just throw R2D2s in there from the heat. Yep. I got 10 little freaking bluegill that I got out of a lake, and like, you know what? I had that fish aquarium. But when you actually try to get through to get everything right and nice, it's still expensive. It's a front-loaded expense.
Yeah. It's a lot of getting. We've had fish before, and it's like you don't realize. Like you think, like, oh man, you just go buy this and you go fill it up with water and you throw some food and fish in it, and then you realize like, oh shit, there's a lot involved to get the temperature right and the freaking, the freaking water right.
Yeah, you have to worry about like the pH levels and stuff too, right?
Yeah, pH.
And then you got to keep it cleaned. Like you got to put the stuff in. It's like you don't realize it's just like freaking so much little bitty stuff.
Yeah, and then I've already lost my big fish. I named him Trump because he was just literally bigger, a little bit bigger, just a little bit. But that was all he needed to just bully everybody. He chased them the fuck around, and he decided he was going to own the entire bottom. That was going to do. And I kept on feeding them because I was like, okay, if I keep feeding them, because I've already lost a couple. I'm like, this fucker's probably, he can't eat them, swallow them down. He could kill them. I overfed Trump, and Trump died. He had too much Diet Coke. It fucking was severe constipation, severe death, and now I had 18 total, Jason, and now I'm down to 10. I did not know that little brims were so mean to each other. I've had guppies and shit like that. I never had this kind of shit go on. I even had Lake Wampum catfish, just as baby catfish. This is the bottom feeders with guppies. Like literally, we got all kinds of mixed up, and they were all happy. There was not murdering going on in the tank what I got going on right now. But yeah, it's a violent freaking violent place in there, man. It's freaking rough.
It's a violent environment. We made this mistake one time when we had some fish, and we saw this it was like a little African dwarf frog, and we saw it at the pet store, and it was like flying all over the freaking thing, like really cool, like a lot of movement and everything.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, that'd be cool to have it there with the fish. So we got that. That thing did not move more than like an inch the entire time we had that fish tank. It was like we put him in there, and he was just like, he never did anything. You had to like look for him every single time. But he suckered me in, man. It's like, because at the pet store, he was swimming around with the fishes, and they were all buddy. It's like, we get him home, he don't do shit. He just would sit there at the bottom of it. He'd go up, get some air or something, he'd come back down. It's just like, that was it.
Yeah. They're real active and they school, but they're all, when I go in there, they know that so it's food time or whatever, and I just want to sit down and watch them, and they're freaking the fuck out. Give me my food. And it's like, oh god. And then they start chasing each other. It's like, no, I'm the one in the position to get the most food. I'm like, y'all just need to chill out. I'm just here to relax, to watch you fish. I don't need this damn drama. And of course, Kittens McBrien is ridiculously jealous, not of the fish. He don't care about the fish. He's mad that I'm up there with the fish. He is so fucking jealous of that tank. It's insane. And it's like, comes in and he's gonna meow at my ass. I try to grab him. I try to go. He trolls my ass, but he'll fucking go to the damn door and meow. I'm like, you little shit.
He's jealous for your attention.
Yeah, it's exactly. So I have to grab him and hold his ass, and then we watch the fish together. But yeah, it's fun, and I've had fish before. You end up getting all of this shit, Jason. It costs a bunch of money, and I've already got a reserve tank. I need to reset it. I need to set it up correctly, so in case I get a sick fish or someone's gonna beat the shit out of each other, I can separate them. Yeah, I really like the fishies. But I've got a couple of current events. And we'll get to the big one in a second. I'm gonna go over PlayStation 5 numbers. We have numbers of sales for the year for 2021. Now the projection for what they were planning to sell was 22 million, but they only hit 15, and it's pretty damn obvious why. They can't fucking make them shits. Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised they had that many too. I mean, I thought it was gonna be like less than 10, just because like you can't find them.
Yeah. Super hot. Drew managed to get one by being, exclusive Walmart Q thing where he was his mother was a member of the the Walmart membership or whatever the fuck. That's how he got one. And I know another guy who was just riding the fucking the eBay, the little eBay. There's like, you can go to YouTube and there'll be people just live streaming all the time, or you'll be on Twitter and you could get like these or you can have these kind of semi robots on your phone they're just monitoring the site all the time, and then if there's an adjustment to the site, you'll get pinged, and that means generally if you can find a direct link to the Amazon PS5 thing and they changed it, then you know that it's probably popped up and you can try to get it. And this is what people were going to. So it's like, oh, I can't just go into a freaking Target or whatever and get it. No, fuck no. It's never even gonna make it to the shelf.
Well, have you seen all the pictures people have been posting online and like back in the storage area of Walmart, and they'll have like stacks of them, but they can't sell them, and it's like online only.
Oh god, they're got it shipped down and they're going to sell it online only, but it's at the store.
It's at the store. There's literally pictures of them online of like in the back storeroom, and there'll be like a stack of them, and there's like people trying to buy them, but they can't buy them. They're like, no, it's online only.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I guess it's like it shows that like they ordered it online and it got shipped to the store, and then that's where the like whoever bought it goes and picks it up or whatever. But literally, there'd be like a stack of them there, and they'd be like, "What do you mean you can't sell them?" And they'd just be like, "Well,
they're already sold." It sounds like to me.
Exactly. I haven't looked into it, but I've seen several pictures where it's like we got all these in stock, can't nobody buy them.
Yeah, it
sucks. I've had 2 opportunities to get one, but I mean, I haven't really been interested. And this is me getting like direct emails from
Sony
themselves because being PlayStation Plus, and the same thing, they would give a link to go to, and supposedly you can get one from through that. I'm not sure if it's still a queue at that point or what, but like both times, like the first time I got the email about it was right when we got my computer shit.
Yeah. So you're broke.
Well, I wasn't broke. I'm like, well, why would I do that when I'm gonna have a mega gaming rig?
Yeah. If you have a fucking 3080, why are you gonna play on some damn casual core PS5? It's really what it gets down to. And I know that's elitist bullshit.
You want to play Spider-Man, okay?
I know it's elite. Well, Spider-Man's gonna maybe
exactly.
Yeah. It's like you got the PS4, but you've got fucking 30 damn what the fuck terafloppies or whatever, and then the PlayStation's got like 9 and then 11 when it's excited. it's like no, I get what you're saying, Jason, and I'm in the same boat. That said, if you have the opportunity, get one, and I want to get it to Zach, and then I'll pay for it, honestly, and then he'll pay me. I don't know. I need to check and see if Zach has it.
You should have told me. I could have bought one like a week ago.
Yeah. No,
I've got a contact. There's like a guy that sells a lot of gaming stuff, like online and stuff. So he's like always got stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, you still want a PS5? And it's like, I never wanted a PS5, but thanks for asking.
Yeah. If you get it, I'm definitely good for the money. And then honestly, I will not even open the thing. I will sit on it, and then. I'm not talking about freaking eBay flipping. I will get it to somebody who wants it because I know people who want them.
Yeah, exactly. That's like me. It's like I'm saying with Jason. It's like I don't really. It's like I haven't had an interest in one.
Yeah.
I can't even remember the last time I touched my PS4. I mean, if I'm gonna play anything, it'd be on PC anyway. But it's same with the Xbox Series X. It's like okay, which I have actually seen those in stores.
No, that's
a couple of times. It's like there's still not very many of them, but I haven't seen a PS5 in a store at all so far.
I think around Christmas Eve or the 23rd, it was on Amazon for like 12 hours. If I remember right. Yeah. So it was more than just they had a ton of them, and a lot of people have had an opportunity to get one. You still need to be paying attention. It's not like just go into GameStop and get one. But
yeah, that's like how my buddy is. It's like he's had a few of them, and he's just been like, hey, if you want one, it's like I'm letting you know I got one, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. It's like each time he kind of lets me know. I'm just like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
It's basically one of those. Do you know anybody that wants to buy one of these type conversations? So, but it's like he's the same way with him. I think he's doing it all online, just having it, and it's like it might take him a while to get it because he'll be like in a queue of some list.
Yeah, I would definitely play Demon Souls. I would definitely play Horizon West. Maybe Returnal, honestly. I'm not too hyped for the roguelikes, ain't particularly my thing. But you know what? All of that shit's already been verified through the NVIDIA Shield leak that it's coming to damn PC. So it's like, well, I can wait 3 years. Honestly,
Yeah, I mean, God of War just dropped.
Yeah, got it on PC. Yeah,
PC. It's already sold how many copies?
I'm sure it sold any. I didn't look. I've heard people really liking the performance or whatever. And of course, the whole point of that is, double dip. You'll get Drew to buy that shit again. But Ragnarok is more than likely this year, and then you'll sell it on a shit ton on PS5, and then you'll put the shit on PC, and they'll double dip again. So it's like, if that's what you want to do, okay. At least everyone's getting things. Honestly, I still have the opinion. You know what? Keep it 2 years on PS5 and then throw that shit on Xbox as well. People are freaking assholes. Like, it's more about what you don't have when you have those things, and what you can't play. Which I think that's just the wrong way. And maybe 10 years from now, this would be different. There's bits and pieces of that coming through. So, there's the computer electronic entertainment show. I always love those things. They come around this time of year. It was online only. And so we got crazy fucking goofy monitors coming out for PC, Jason. Stupidly expensive. No way you could afford kind of shit.
It's like 16K.
60K. There are the OLED TVs, the LG. That's the top format monitor TV period right now. And they're going to have now. The problem is, the smallest they go is 48. And that's, I think that 48 inch, I think it's called a C1 or whatever, is like still $1,200. It's freaking the crisp. It's the best. All of your damn slots are HDMI 2.1. It's just too fucking big. They're getting it a little smaller, so we're down to 42. I don't know. I'll definitely look at it, but I know if they can get that thing, it'll probably be under $1,000. That 42-inch LG is going to sell like fucking hotcakes, is what it's going to do. And Asus is now going to be able to use the same fucking panel, honestly, and then they're going to put a display port on it. I'm sitting there and I'm wondering, is Asus going to charge fucking $2,000 for this freaking $800 monitor? Yeah, they probably are. There's a huge damn disconnect. And me and you just spent a shit ton on the monitor we got, Jason. But it's not even a 2.1. It's not even a 2.1. It's a display point 1.4. But it's like every 5 minutes we're getting in new displays. And now Samsung is going to, and they're focusing mainly on TVs right now, but they do have a monitor as well. They're getting into OLED, and they're going to change the name of it, Jason, because LG's been kicking their ass as far as actual quality on the screen. They've been kicking Samsung's ass because Samsung couldn't even make a damn OLED, and so now they're calling it a QD OLED. So now your top LCD player, maker, Samsung, is making the OLED, and they're giving their panel also to Sony. So it's getting to the point where maybe 3 years from now, you're not going to see regular LCD or TVs the way we're used to. They're probably going to all go the OLED route, and it's just going to be the cheap ones. Are going to be the LCD from now on. So I eventually want one. I'm still worried about burn-in. I don't know how much you've seen about that.
As far as monitors, no.
It's LCDs do not burn in. They just my LCD I bought in 2008 still works just like it was freaking nothing happened with it. But your old fat boy boob tubes back in the day, if you overextended it, they would burn in. That's why you would have screensavers and shit.
Well, even plasmas would do that.
Yeah. You'd have retention. And so the screensavers are coming back, man. We're gonna bring the shit. The freaking what was the screensaver with the guy on the island? He's walking around doing stupid shit.
I was about to say the fake Wolfenstein 3D Microsoft screensaver. I always remember that one.
Yeah, but they're coming back, bro. And fucking $2,000 Dell monitors. But I'll take a look. I think a 42-inch screen, it right there with your face into it, is going to be stupid. I've seen Linus with tech tips with a 48. He had to break it down into quadrants. I was like, I don't know about that. You'll have to look down to see how much health you got. You'll freaking hurt your neck.
I'm about to say you'll pop your eyeballs out doing that.
Yeah. And the last of the current events, the one I mentioned to you before, but we're going to talk a little bit about, before we talk about game, we're going to talk about this G4 situation, X-Play. I used to love X-Play, man. I've watched that shit all the time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I liked G4 in general. I'm just most of their stuff was, nice quality work. You could actually tell that, the people involved, knew what they were talking about. They were definitely passionate about it, and it showed through, the programming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, I remember like was it about halfway through G4 when it started kind of switching over? Like, you remember, like, they'd still do the Attack of the Show, but then they would start having like Cops reruns and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's
like
when
I think it's when it got bought
that
out.
entertainment company bought out.
Like you could tell it was like on a downslide after because I remember Tech TV was great, and then X-Play they changed it. I mean, not that, but they changed it. The G4, and that's when everything kind of changed up a little bit. But it was still a tech channel.
Yeah.
But I remember, like, at some point, it's like it started being like, you remember they had the Icon show. I love that freaking Icon show where it's like a 30-minute show about like the Dreamcast or like LucasArts.
Yeah,
or
I think I
whatever.
remember. Yeah.
They
would talk about
great.
the iconic game makers as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, like Sid Meier or something, or like the developer Kojima.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I think they did do one on Kojima. That sound because it's like it was almost like something that would be on the History Channel, and it was like watching something being taken serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like, somebody actually gave a crap to do
stuff
this.
like that too. Because I remember, like of all people, Kevin Pereira and what's her name, Layla Cayley. I mean, they were talking about fucking Borat, Sacha Baron Cohen. I was like, are you really an authority on information about him? That one episode kind of stuck out like a sore thumb to me.
Yeah.
But again, that's about that downward slide time to where they got taken over. I think some of their shows were put on Spike, and then
I think I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, and then it was just Cops, and here and there they would still do Extreme Elimination Challenge, and Ninja.
Oh yeah.
That's about it.
And Ninja Warrior was on there, I think, for a minute, or maybe I'm thinking of another channel.
I
just remember
that was Ninja Warrior. Yeah, it was on there.
I just remember it was either Call for Help or the Screensavers, or it might have been Attack of the Show. I just remember that one clip of that guy that had like this ancient record player. You remember, like, they carved it into it, and it was like a kabillion years old, and it shattered on TV in his hands, and he was like, shit. It was just like watch this little guy die like immediately on TV, and it just be like just the funniest damn thing. Like he's sitting there holding.
What else they had? This was like, very very early days of that, and I think that was the first show that Kevin Pereira was on. Oh damn, what was it called? But you had two competing gaming teams, and they'd go and play like Mech Warrior and Unreal Tournament and stuff.
I seem to remember that.
I can't remember the name of it, but I enjoyed that also. And then they just up and got rid of that show.
Yeah, you remember they would use a lot of the same people on each show also. Like you'd be like, oh, I recognize them as like some little side person that was on another episode of something, and you'd be like, oh, it was almost like a little tight knit network. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool.
Make it work.
Yeah. A lot of crossovers. And so when you try to go back, we don't need to look this shit up. But it was ZD Tech TV or something to start with.
I think it was ZTV or ZD, and then it was Tech TV, and then it was like G4 after that, and then I think it went to something after G4 for like a minute. It was like it completely. When it was completely all gone, I think it still showed up on satellite as something else, but it was like it was no more remnants of G4 after that.
I want to say it shut down around 2010-ish. I think I seen somewhere. I can't remember.
Yeah. Well, I mean, after what just happened, I mean, we might be looking at it happening again.
Yeah. So now, before we get there, is that Geoff Kingsley was on Attack of the Show? Or am I wrong, or is it Screensavers?
That was Attack of the Show, okay. I think. Jeff Kingsley.
Yeah, I think he came on Attack of the Show.
Yeah, and so now he does the Game Award show, and he's also been pretty good about getting some big stuff for E3. Honestly, his show was probably one of the best things on E3. He got the Elden Ring trailer on his show for E3 or whatever it is, which was the biggest trailer from last year. And so Adam Sessler, and you'll know this, Jason, we'll need to talk to you about this. Can you tell us about what Adam Sessler was involved with the Jason game, with the Friday the 13th game? You know that, right? I don't know too much about it.
Actually, I'm not sure.
He was involved with that.
Help develop it or something? Or?
He might have been. He was definitely doing promotion, and I think he was. He might have been a producer or something like that. People was like, well, what he's been doing for all these years? It was stuff like that. He's been on. Go ahead.
So when that last little takeover happened, and basically, goddamn, what's that fucking men's magazine? Is it like
GQ?
GQ bought whatever company that had all the G4 shit. So they got rid of everything but Attack of the Show. And about that, well, Adam, I think, left X-Play before that, or he was about to get fired or something like that, just got burned out, and then he went and started his own like podcast or YouTube channel, whatever, and he still kept doing reviews, and he kept battling that jackass congressman or whatever, that
Jack Thompson,
gang violence, blah blah blah.
Jack Thompson.
Jack Thompson. I was thinking Fred Thompson for a minute, but yeah, you're right.
And then I want to say, he'd still go and do E3 stuff, and actually I want to say, like even him, and he would get Morgan to come back and do stuff with him as well. So I know he was doing a bunch of like internet shows. But damn, yeah, I had no idea that he's involved.
He's involved with that Friday the 13th gang. I don't know the details.
I mean, I love that game. Yeah, it had problems, and the developers. I mean, they were doing as good of a job as they could with the legal constraints that I think are still going on with that fucking lawsuit.
I think they just recently straightened that out, right after right before the first of the year, I think. But yeah, it's like that game could have been so much more if they hadn't have been stuck in legal trouble the entire time trying to work through that.
They didn't. Is the license confusing?
They were working on.
Yeah, nobody knew who still had the licensing on it. It was going back and forth.
Yeah, the original screenwriter or whatever was wanting to get royalties and stuff, because it's a whole kind of the same thing that's been going on in like the comic book industry, and then you look at WWE with the independent contractor shit.
Yeah.
It's that kind of same thing. So that's what's put Friday the 13th in legal hell for however many years now, because that guy has been battling Sean Cunningham for hell, it might even be 5 to 8 years at this point.
It's been when was the last? Didn't it start right after Freddy vs. Jason came out?
I want to say it started creeping up when they did the reboot.
Okay, because that's been a minute, since.
Yeah,
it feels like
that was like what 2013 when that came out. I could be wrong.
It's one of those. It feels like it hadn't been that long, but I know it has.
Yeah,
it's like in your head. It's because I remember that was the whole thing with the Freddy vs. Jason. Yeah, it was 2013 apparently. But like with that one, it was like New Line was trying to get rights, and then it became like who's got. And I think they just reverted it back to the creators' rights, the original writer of the first movie.
Yeah.
Because they were saying like, oh, now we might actually get to see another Friday 13th movie. Because the next one in the line was going to be like the actual 13th movie, and I know, God, what's his name? The one that does all the special effects for everybody.
Tom Savini.
Yeah, he actually had a thing written up like years ago. It was like he was trying to get where he could direct it. he wanted to direct the next one, and he couldn't because it was stuck in all the legal battles.
Oh, that sucks. He's still alive, Jason?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
That guy was great. And he was the one in Dawn of the Dead, right? Am I wrong?
Yep.
He was in Dusk Till Dawn also.
Yeah. With the dick
That's
gun.
The guy with the dick gun. So yeah, it's
nice
like I remember listening to him on a podcast, and this was like years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago. He's like, I got a script to go. He's like, he had everything good to go, and he's like, it's going to be the 13th one. And they were like, yeah, as soon as we can get the legal battle done. Like I said, that was like 4 or 5 years ago. They were still talking about it.
So right when they finally had, right before they shut down the like official game stuff, they were working on a Jason X stage. So they already had Uber Jason, getting some of the kills and stuff. They were working on the Grendel map and everything, and they couldn't fucking do it.
It can't do the numbers of Evolve, but that game had to be more successful, I think, in players' minds than Evolve was.
Oh yeah, I mean,
it was low budget as fuck, but
they got Kane Hodder, the pretty much the fan favorite Jason, to come and do the screen cap on all the fucking kills.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't get much better than that.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, that movie came out in 2009.
The remake in 2009?
Yep. That's what it says. The remake was. It's like, God, was it really like over 10 years ago?
That puts Freddy vs. Jason like 20 years ago.
They were trying to do the 13th movie in 2013. Maybe that's what I was thinking of.
Okay.
I know that they were aiming for the 23rd. They were like, it's going to be the 13th one. It's got to be like the big one. Yeah, it says the crossover is 2003. My God, I didn't realize it'd been that long since Freddy vs. Jason came out.
That movie was great, by the way. I loved it.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty entertaining.
I did. I wish that Kane was back as Jason in that one. Yeah. But I mean, again, it's like most of those movies. They get shitted on, but they're looking too much into it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're just fun to watch. Like
exactly.
They're popcorn flicks. It's like
exactly.
It's like,
that's your summer blockbuster.
Yeah, it's kind of like Jason in Manhattan in Part 8. It's like, so Crystal Lake connects to the ocean, which connects them to like New York. It's like, don't think about it too much. You're overthinking it already. It doesn't matter.
Well, I'll say this: Alien vs. Predator 2 sucks ass. It's fucking bad.
I mean, I ranted on that on one of my video. Maybe that was my Halloween D2 video I did.
Me and you went to go see that.
God, yeah.
You couldn't see what the fuck was going on.
Every movie that Steven ever drugged me to see was shit. Every single one of them. He would be like, "Oh, let's go see a movie," and he would take me. And you remember, you got me to go see Mystery Men. I don't know why the hell you wanted to see
Mystery Men. Is fucking great. Okay.
I don't even remember.
I remember you dragging me to that movie, and I thought you were joking. Like, let's go see this, and I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. He was like, and you actually took me to go see that, and I'm like, I thought you were kidding. And then we saw Godzilla 2000. The 1998 Godzilla.
Yep. And episode 1.
And episode 1. It's like, I don't think I've been. Of all the movies I've seen with Steven in theaters, I think they all sucked. I don't think we ever saw one good movie in the theater.
Well, you and I have, Alien vs. Predator 2 aside, we've actually had a pretty good track run.
I can't remember. I can't remember, honestly. I know I've seen a lot of movies with you. And I know that you're like, oh, don't talk to me. But I gotta talk shit to Jason during the movie. Drop some jokes down.
You're not that bad. Jerry is the one that's fucking terrible.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm like, I mean, Drew's my partner in that aspect, because he'll keep fucking with Drew. And it's just like, damn it, Jerry.
And we do the bro thing where we skip seats, but Eddie sits right in the middle between two of us. How you doing, Steve?
Like, Eddie, why are you here? Sit over there. Sit on the end.
Because it's Jurassic Park. We got to take his ass. Just an aside, Batman's in March, right?
Unless it got pushed back.
You think that's going to be worth a fuck?
No, not at all.
It's probably not.
I'm actually more optimistic about that.
I mean, I don't think it could be any worse than anything else they put out since the freaking when was Dark Knight Rises? That was the
That was
last
a
good
hot
one.
long time ago, dude.
Yeah, that was. I mean, it's like, and I actually enjoyed Ben Affleck as Batman in those other movies. I thought he was good. It's just the rest of the movies were dog shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't have nothing to work with.
And seeing,
It's usually not the actor's fault.
Colin Farrell as fucking Penguin. Like,
Oh yeah. Well, they got the Zodiac in there as the Riddler or whatever. It's like, I mean, I guess they're going for like a more suspenseful, like Kiss the Girls or type movie where it's like, it's a suspenseful drama something, but it just
I try
God,
not to
it looks
look
like
too
shit.
much into it, but it's from what I can remember reading, it's basically supposed to be kind of like Year One Batman, where he's still trying to figure shit out.
Even though that's been done. But hey, we gotta do it again. We gotta reboot his ass every 5 years. It's time.
Well, maybe in 20 years they'll bring him back to a movie and it'll be cool because it'll be retro like Spider-Man.
No, they're gonna bring back freaking well, Adam West is dead, but they could bring out Michael Keaton's 70-year-old ass.
Oh, they've signed him to like
Supposedly
a
they're in talks with him. Well,
Oh.
they're supposedly going to do a new Batman Beyond, and hopefully, fingers crossed, he's old Bruce Wayne.
He's
Well,
not
that's
gonna,
like he's supposed
he's not
to
gonna be Terry, whatever it is.
Well, it makes sense for him to be old Bruce Wayne, but he's in that Flash movie. But the question is he going to be Bruce Wayne or is he going to be Thomas Wayne?
No, he's Bruce, and he's suiting up in a few of the scenes.
I was just wondering it because they're doing Flashpoint. And Flashpoint was Thomas Wayne the whole time.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, are we doing Thomas Wayne and he just plays that, or kind of?
I think that's probably gonna be a movie or a series or something after the movie drops, because that sets it up afterwards, I think.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm more Marvel than DC, so I'm more knowledgeable on like their crossovers and stuff. So,
Either
yeah,
way, it doesn't look great.
That's just the state of movies right now. And first of all, we're talking about how good the next Batman 25 is. Where's the new shit? I mean, fucking ain't here. I mean, you could get some decent shit. I've already had this rant before, and I've had it on this podcast. I like a lot of the shows that are being put out by Netflix or something. And I know it's a shotgun. We're like half, probably 75% of them suck, but there's 10% that are watchable, and there's 5% that are good. But nothing from a movie perspective is nowhere near, to me, Stranger Things, season 4. Honestly, nothing at all. And I still haven't watched The Witcher 2, but I would love to watch The Witcher 2. And, it's fucking The Boys 3. I'm all in. I'm pretty sure I speak for both of y'all, too, on that.
Yeah.
But where the fuck is movies gone? They're gone to shit. Did you even see Matrix 4 or Resident Evil?
I didn't bother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen either of those yet. We went and watched Spider-Man.
Yeah, I figured you'd see that. Of course,
like
people actually like
Spider-Man.
that, yeah.
I thought that was one of the better Marvel movies, like top 5 maybe. It's up there. I thought it was, well, at least to me, it was like, I thought it was one of the better ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I could, again, go into, a little rant per se, not really a rant, but, kind of dissecting, why didn't this happen, yada, yada. But, that's just the fanboy.
Yeah.
Just the movie itself was, it was great. It was awesome seeing Willem Dafoe, Alfred Molina come back. Jamie Foxx was good as Electro in this one.
Yeah, it's like it kind of like, it fixed a lot of the stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it made a lot of the stuff from the Amazing Spider-Man movies seem better. You know what I mean? Because that second one was terrible. I mean, this version of Electro actually made sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And he wasn't fucking blue.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, oh, this is what it's supposed to look like. I thought Defoe was like just outstanding. I was like, oh man, I love the fact that one of the first things he does is break that fucking stupid mask. I thought that was the greatest part of the whole movie. It's like, yeah, fuck that Power Ranger mask. Just throw it away.
Well, I mean, it served a purpose, but then again, you have to just seeing his, normal face and everything,
It's
just to
already
see
a
the
mask.
range. that he can do. Because again, just innocent one moment and then flips that switch on a dime, and there's the psycho face that we know and love from him and his other roles.
Yeah.
It's just, oh, so good.
Yeah. But anyway, back to X-Play after a 25-minute movie rant. You gotta let that shit out sometimes, man. But yeah, I loved X-Play. I love Morgan Webb. I tried to catch. I don't even remember the times on, but I would try to catch that shit back when I was in high school. I would try to catch it when we finally got cable.
X-Play, I think, was from 5 to 6 or 6 to 7, and then Attack of the Show was an hour after that. Okay. They would show 2 episodes. Yeah. And then go into Attack the Show.
I think I would catch a rerun in the morning, honestly. I don't remember.
Yeah, exactly. I think they replayed it late. It was like early in the morning. They'd show the rerun. Yeah, I think that's half the time when I caught it was that.
Yeah. It was in the morning after they had the Saturday morning cartoons had already been canceled by then, and so that's kind of shit I'd catch in the morning during the weekends. It might have even been Sunday. It might have been both days. Loved it. Love it was freaking great. You had that, and you had this is before IGN. You would have what was called N64.com, stuff like that. These old school things. But there's a huge problem with IGN, Kotaku, all of these sites. They missed the YouTube train, and so YouTube started really taking off. And so you had your your angry video game nerd parody stuff, but you also had like Angry Joe. Yeah, Angry Joe would be really big. He still does good numbers. He doesn't have growth anymore, but he still does good numbers because he's kept a lot of his fans. And even stuff like, say, Jim Sterling. Jim Sterling had like 800,000 or 900,000, and he was completely independent. And that's really I want to keep in the back of the mind when we start talking about this. They were completely independent, and so they would not have access the way X-Play would have, where you've got access to developers, you've got access to the review codes and all this other shit. And it kind of goes back to the shit with Cyberpunk, honestly. So they redo the show, and they have this new girl on. They have a team. It looks like a team. When you have old ass Sessler, bro, he's ancient. He's fucking ancient. He looks like Skeletor.
He had that receding hairline even back in the...
It just kept going. It just kept receding. It just kept receding. There's no goddamn hair there now. It's just rough.
Well, what all did they bring back? All right, so they brought back Attack of the Show. They brought back X-Play. Did they bring back any of the other...
I don't know anything besides
X-Play.
X-Play.
I don't think they got that far yet. You know what I mean?
I think this is just started.
It just started within since fall.
But yeah, I know it's been really, recent and everything. I couldn't remember. The first time I heard about it was Austin Creed or Xavier Woods, if you're familiar with WWE. He's a huge gaming nerd. He's our age, grew up with all that shit. He was campaigning to get on G4, and that's where I first heard that it was coming back. And then I know I guess he's on Attack of the Show once or twice a week.
I guess
that's the last I've heard about it.
Okay.
Until this article came out and you sent me the video clip.
Yeah. So this Frost lady, I'll just describe the clip. I'm not going to play it for anybody. They would claim my shit from.
Yeah, they yank it.
Yeah, this is the most successful thing they're probably ever going to have. You're damn sure they would claim whatever they can claim on it. So she gets in there and she starts on this this segment's called something about gaming grievances or something. The grievance is already a damn keyword. You should start explaining where this is going to go. And she starts bitching about. I see you in chat. I see you people saying that I'm not as bangable as Olivia Munn or Morgan Webb. And you're like, what the fuck she's talking about? And she goes on this rant. And it's like, this becomes this like a Gamergate 6.0 type thing about, the toxic gamers in chat who are, who are judging her. And then she says, well, we get together and we script our reviews. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? When you see that, you see the explosion, whatever. You see the drama, but you don't really know what's going on. Here's what's going on. They don't play the games themselves. It's a team. And she says that in her little thing. It's a team. And so Um, they the audience found out that she was saying some shit wrong somewhere, somehow, probably in a discussion or something, and they corrected her. And she's having to freak out really about that. Now she's going to go in about all of the toxic gamers in the chat. These are trolls. When you have a large chat, you will have trolls in the fucking chat. And absolutely, what they're going to do is, how do you fuck with people? How do you fuck with gaming girls? You get your fucking comic book guy from The Simpsons who's like, 7 out of 10, I would do her, and you just start numbering. You start raking numbers down the line, and then 4 out of 10 would fap again, and it's just fucking trolling her. It's like, oh, well, I mean, she's kind of cool, but I think Morgan's better. That's all they have to do, apparently, to set her off. She went blitz off that, and that's what people saw at the beginning, and it's like, but I think it's actually just a giant deflection. The deflection is she didn't actually play the fucking game she's reviewing. That's pretty damn abysmal. And of course, immediately what I think then is Adam playing this shit? Is he even playing the games he's talking about?
I don't think it was any big secret back then that they didn't really play it. Because even back in like the old days, they would talk about the people that were playing them when they would post it online.
Yeah.
Now, I think they actually did play some of the bigger titles. But like we were talking about before, where they might do like 3 or 4 reviews in a game. I think they played like the bigger ones. But they might not play like whatever came out on the DS that week. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they ever really tried to say that they played all of them, did they?
Yeah. Well, that's different these days.
But if they didn't, they never let it show.
Yeah.
They had that level of professionalism to where, they could, say they did that even back then. Somebody else played the game, they're reading the script. They, worked around it. They put the showbiz.
They didn't put it blatantly out and for everybody to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With different times now. Today, IGN, what was it? Philip Mupson was the guy who did the plagiarism, right? So that, and he did that on his own. They didn't know that. So that IGN put him in charge of, what was the fucking game? It was Dead Cells or whatever the fuck it was. He actually did probably play it and record that footage. He stole the damn, the script or whatever he read out. He pretty much stole it. And then what he would do there for IGN is you hand that over to the editor, which would be Dan Stapleton, and he'll okay it. And you probably have a guy helping you put down, because you have a video where you'll read that shit out too. And so they'll often read out what they have as their written form. But he's played it, and he's the one who's in charge of that. And then they're supplementing them. It's like on this one, it doesn't seem that what the fuck? I still get volume on this shit. But I got the damn thing muted. But it looks like, fucking Adam's damn drunk ass or whatever ain't doing shit, and then they're compiling it, and he's probably just reading off a fucking script, and so is this girl. That's what it seems like to me. And once you've done that, people are onto your ass. It's particularly when she made an ass for herself about this, and so they're going to fucking troll the shit out of her. I mean, it's a guarantee. It's for the rest of whatever she's doing, there's going to be assholes in the chat saying 4 out of 10 would bang again. It's gonna...
Okay, so her general concern, yes, that goes on. People shouldn't have to deal with that.
Yeah.
Sadly, once you put yourself out there, you are a TV or you're a media personality that comes with a territory. Sorry to say, it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
So just getting out there and doing that, she already had her agenda.
She knew
when she did that.
Yeah, she's way bigger than we are. I deal with trolls. She's way bigger than she are. She's always been a gamer girl, and she's always had that shit. To have a freaking fit out rage, a lot of this might be because this will get attention to the channel. The channel does shit.
What I'm thinking,
the channel does shit for views.
For what it is.
Yeah.
That's what I was about to say. It's like she probably actually did him a favor. Because,
no, she didn't.
No, when she, okay, so yeah, she started off talking about Red Dead Redemption. Like, what, maybe 2 minutes on that, and then goes into her soapbox thing with her, personal agenda. You're on a show to talk and review about goddamn video games.
Yeah.
It's not a political thing. It's not, my opinion on, the weather in China, whatever, that is a separate thing. The show that you are on, reviews, games, that's what you need to focus on.
Yeah.
You can have your opinion on this, but you separate it. You have your personal blog, you have your personal YouTube channel, whatever. You keep it separated. And then when you sit there and, yeah, you had good points to call out, but you ruined it by that, BS vitriol that you spewed. And you told you're degrading your viewers, you're alienating them, and then you just said, hey, don't like it, don't watch.
Oh, they're not going to. Yeah, they're not going to watch.
Yeah, they're just not going to watch. And that's the thing. It's like, do you think this is like 2 years too late?
It's way more than 2 years, man.
Well, yeah, you're probably right.
The Gamergate shit happened in 2014.
Yeah, so I mean, that's the thing. Is like, I'm looking at their numbers, and it's like, not to say that like 11,000 views isn't a whole lot of views, but
it's not. It ain't shit.
It ain't shit for a show that used to be on a
right now with all the technology.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like, if you were to ask me to be like, hey, this used to be a national network, and now they're doing YouTube, I would think probably 300,000 views would probably make more sense than freaking 12,000 views on YouTube. You would, for an hour and a half to 2 hour produced show.
As a kind of a matter of aside, but it's related. Joe Rogan's Spotify numbers have came out against say Tucker Carlson or MSNBC and stuff like that. He is smoking them all down, obliterating them. Online content is where it is. People are not fucking watching TV unless they're ancient. And so
I'm telling you, it's like, I got a daughter. She don't give two shits about TV.
Yeah,
she'll sit there and watch everything on her phone or her tablet.
Yeah.
All night long. Could give two shits about what's on regular TV.
Yeah, and it's going to keep further going that way. Because here on YouTube on demand, you watch the shit when you want to, you queue it up when you want to, you listen to it when you want to, where you want to. It's like, if you're at work and you want to fucking run a video or a podcast or whatever, you could do it right then. You're on the TV, you got to sit down or you got to set your DVR at a certain time. And then you're getting stuck to their quick format or whatever it is, where they have to cram shit out really too fast, or and then they got commercials and all this other shit. People are done with that, and so a good damn perspective to have is if they're hitting these kind of numbers. G4 has less than 500,000 subs. YouTube recently told me in some kind of email or something that there are over 1,000 gaming channels with over 1 million subs. They're nothing. And so I think.
Oh, I just got 18.
Yeah, somebody unsubbed you, man. I almost wanted to. I mean, I wasn't going to say it on the podcast, but you brought it up. Somebody unsubbed you. We'll get them, man.
Yeah.
Robots. The Chinese.
Yeah, it was probably a robot.
The fucking Chinese ghetto robots. Yeah,
you're right. I mean, when you think about it, it's like those numbers for something that used to have a national syndicated show, TV channel, should be way higher than that. And they probably would be if they'd had 5-6 years ago cultivated that audience. But now, I mean, their target audience is probably our age now, so in their 40s.
Mm-hmm.
And that right there has a lot to do with it. I mean, it's like people that are in their 20s probably. I mean, they weren't.
They don't even know. They don't know.
They don't even know what the hell this is.
He looks ancient. He's a zombie. He's a living zombie. What the fuck would they care about him?
He's now Kurt Loder.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, who the hell even listening to this knows who the hell that guy was, except me and you.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where these are your access journalists. They'll get the games early. They'll get the big reviews because of who he is, and it's the same for IGN. And honestly, IGN is the one left with the hint of smidge of credibility when the other ones have lost all of it. I mean, who gives a shit what Kotaku says? Nobody. And IGN was still, it's the lull, it's a meme. He could have come in and been the new the new, I guess authority would be the word I use. YouTube calls them authoritative sources. But in new authoritative, this could be your official critic that, have some respect in. But if you're not even
be bought off.
Yeah. But if you're not even fucking playing the games and you're having scripts, some poor guy, some poor intern is in there. Play the damn game, record it on your Elgato. We want 10 hours of footage tomorrow. It's like, I guess you could beat it if you want. But people, now that that's found out, they're not going to get any damn hits. And what they're getting, they've getting almost 100,000 on that video. But people still got those little extenders on this. See the downvotes. They have 22,000 downvotes. They get hate watchers. And
I thought about doing a thumbs down too, just because. I mean, again, like, yes, there's definitely sexism in gaming. It's what it is, sadly. It's definitely come a long way. But again, like, she ruined her entire point by, like, she did exactly what she's bitching about. She's sitting there and, objectifying Morgan. She's objectifying Olivia. I mean, she didn't even mention, like Kristen or, Blair Butler and some of these other, women. And again, her whole point was this, them having credibility because they're bangable, and she's not.
I'm still thinking it's a deflection. She came up with that to deflect from the thing where she's not actually playing the game.
Or a likable person in general from some of the things I've seen. Like, I never even heard of this person, but apparently, like, she's been fired from 2 or 3 different things for getting on there and basically doing that. What was that bitch's name? Anita Sarkeesian, doing that kind of crap.
Yeah.
Where she doesn't know what the fuck she's actually talking about.
Yeah. It's I think the woke stuff's ultimately a fad, Jason. I was pretty damn black pilled in 2020, but it's really coming down where this is now, you got all of your official words. As soon as you see this stuff, you kind of see it. You kind of see how preachy it. Did you see Adam clap, the seal clap? How it's performative would be the word. It's a performance. Yas, Queen. I'm sitting there wondering, like, what if Adam's like, we need some views. I need you to go out there and commit suicide.
Well, I want to say one of the other guys. Again, the only person I know on there is Adam.
Yeah.
And as far as the tag of the show, I think I remember reading that Kevin was coming back, and of course Austin Creed.
Yeah.
And and the other 2 guys, one of them, like, as soon as she started going on that, I think he kind of like put his hand in front of his face, and then he did clap and everything when she brought up a point, but still just kind of like, oh, what the hell just happened?
It's like, keep me out of this.
I don't know. Yeah. I'm half and half. I half think that she definitely told him probably that she was going to go off, and I'm wondering if I'm also wondering if she was literally reading the teleprompter and just going ape shit. It could be very possible. I mean,
and that's it's irking me because she's, like I said, she's she's doing the same thing that she's bitching about, but then she's leaving out that Morgan and Kristen and all the other women that I've mentioned. I mean, well, save Olivia. Olivia, she just got into it to further her Hollywood career. I think she pretty much came out and mentioned that.
But I don't think she ever tried to, claim that she didn't. That was like kind of a jump off thing.
Yeah,
exactly. But I mean, the other, they were passionate about what they did, whether it was scripted or not, whatever. But, they had personality, they had professionalism. They got in on the gags, they did the skits, they did all this stuff. They had a likable personality, and that's what we gravitated towards. That they're attractive, that's, definitely part of a factor, but that's not the main thing, at least, in my opinion. From my view, I didn't say, oh yeah, they're hot, but that doesn't give them more credibility just because they actually knew what the fuck they were talking about.
I'll have to say it. Alana Pierce is more bangable than Frost. I'm just gonna say that. I think it's like my basic thing is, I'm doing these reviews myself. I'm actually played through my games before I would do my review. I'm going to say I'm the authoritative source, and they're the frauds. The guy who's just out there throwing it out there, doing a review. The guy on Steam. I don't know if you've looked through the reviews on Steam, Jason. They're excellent. When you see that Steam thing and it says overwhelmingly positive, you can almost guarantee that unless it's a whole genre you don't like, that game's probably awesome and you're gonna love it. And it's really coming down more and more to the users that kind of catch the slack, the freaking from Metacritic and Steam on down, because I think regardless of your politics, the official critics are sucking, man. There's very few that I respect. I respect Red Letter Media. I've showed you those guys. I respect their opinion on movies. But
I love their commentary tracks. They're hilarious.
Yeah, they're great. They're fucking awesome, and they only have like 1 million subs. That shows you how how skewed some of this shit can be. They deserve 10 million.
I need to remedy that because I don't think I have them saved.
Yeah, just sub them up.
Bad Jason.
But this is where we're at, and I don't think your IGNs they're laughable. They're very much super duper Californians, but for the most part, in my personal opinion, they haven't jumped on, unless you're on Twitter, they haven't, sit there and been, super duper political on this shit. But it's really up to us. It's up to us. And so, I, in my personal opinion, if you play through a game and beat it, Jason, do a damn review on it. Just have your little side thing, do a review on it. It takes about 10 minutes, and use your footage you've already got. That's the way I do it, and I don't do any rehearsals, or I don't look, what other people's opinions of the game are. I just go through and I just say what I want, and so you get my real opinion on things, which is it's not a script, it's not fucking fake. That seems to be where to go these days. And then of course I like Angry Joe. He's definitely he'll find a game that people hate on and then specifically make a review to hate on it. He does shit like that, but other than that, I still respect him. And there's a guy named Skill Up who's Australian. I really like Skill Up. But I don't even go to IGN no more.
For recommending
Skill Up
both their channels.
Is Layman Gaming even still doing shit? Because I don't get any. I haven't looked at it.
I'm not sure. To tell you the truth.
Yeah. Now you get the crazy ass COVID lockdowns there, and they were in a studio. But you know what? Fucking Sam could just pull up to his computer in his down bedroom and do something. I would probably still watch it. But I haven't seen anything from them. I didn't forget what the hell I was ranting about now.
But basically,
reviews being bullshit.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you would look at an IGN review, you'd have to read between the lines sometimes of being like for me, if I really wanted to know an honest review, I would go to like their message board on GameFAQs and look at the message board, and you could usually get a pretty good idea about what to expect out of a game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You'd always have the trolls on there, especially if it was a brand new game, but like you could always tell like kind of what to expect from it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and then like you just said, the Steam reviews. Most of the time, yes, you'll have your couple trolls being stupid, but it has a good range of whether it's good or bad. You can see the percentages and stuff, and most of the people that take the time to do the review are you see right there how many hours they've played.
Yeah, you see how much their hours. You see how other people are recommending the review. There's a lot there that is just on its face built into the system is better than what XPlay's putting out. Just straight up is, because you don't even know who the fuck's played the game up there. This is a collaborative effort from fucking Leroy the intern in the basement.
Yeah, God, that's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, well, that's what they're doing.
Outed the whole operation.
Yeah.
For, again, a bullshit rant that shouldn't have been on a game review show to begin with.
Well, that's what we got, and that's where they want to talk about. I don't think we're going to get the Game Boy. What we could do is we could take a break and then hit the Game Boy. You guys want to do that?
That's fine.
Yeah. So we're going to stop this one here, and we'll split it up into two things.